With Group Ironman upon us, you may be searching for some guidance. So, I'm quite an experienced Ironman, I've been around the block a bit, so here are some of the best pieces of content in the game to interact with, especially early on, in order to quickly progress your account that you may or may not know about. Okay, I admit, this first one's a little bit obvious, but to get started, let's start with some necromancy. You go to the portal behind Draenor Lodestone, nice and easy, and do the tutorial, and then you'll be away. It's the most modern designed combat style, offers fantastic early, mid, and late game power that is likely to be a little bit superior to the other combat styles for a very, very long time in your account. Secondly, the archaeology tutorial takes just a matter of minutes, and the reward from doing it is a permanent 500 HP buff for as long as you have the relic active, which could be forever if you want to. And yeah, that's quite a good way to avoid death a little bit, so I would highly recommend getting a bit of archaeology under your belt. Next up, picking up a Wicked Hood in Berthorpe and filling it with as many talismans as you can muster. Killing creatures in the abyss is quite a good way for talismans, by the way. And doing that, so what it does is it lets you have quite a good daily activity for rune crafting and a bunch of runes, because you get to withdraw some runes from it, you get to withdraw some essence and use it for crafting, and it also has some teleports around as well to various altars, as well as teleports to the rune span and at the top of the wizard's tower. And at the top of the wizard's tower, you can also make some Viswax, which is good for extending your auras. And speaking of rune crafting, something a little bit more obscure that you may not know about this time. Do you guys remember how you trained rune crafting in the early levels? No? Didn't think so. Well, check out the Rune Sphere. This is a spawn in Runespan. You may have to hop worlds a bit to find one on the lower level, because you can't access the higher ones just yet. But essentially, once it has trickled down into the low tiers and you can finally harvest it, it'll actually net you an absurd amount of XP. It takes a little bit of time, but you can get yourself 25k XP a day from Rune Spheres, and then in just a few days of doing that, you'll be over level 50 in no time. So very, very, very highly recommend doing that. The Shining City of Menaphos is next, specifically the Port District. Place all of your reputation gains into the port if you can, and you can gain access to a buff at tier 8, which admittedly is quite far away, but it's worth working towards. That increases your fishing chance, and then a bit before then you get some banking assistance as well. But the fish you catch here, the beltfish, the catfish, and the desert soul, will actually be your easiest to get food for a very long time. Like basically until you get soul split unlocked. So yeah, that's 90 something per hour, so that's a long way away. But yeah, the food here is really good, it's quick to catch, it's good cooking XP, so yeah, highly recommend going to Menaphos for that. And then staying in Menaphos, we have the Soul Obelisk and the Scarab Squishing events. Keep an eye out for them, because the obelisks give you a massive reputation gain, and the scarabs give you a bit of Slayer XP and potentially a lot of GP as well. Occasionally, you can get 100k GP in one squish. Cha-ching! Yeah, consider checking out the Soul Obby FC, I believe it's with no spaces, and they often hunt down scarabs and obelisks, so you can get your Menaphos stuff underway really nicely. Guthix caches are your go-to divination training, because doing it the regular way is painfully slow. These minigames start once per hour at any energy rift and require you to, you can first of all become Prez at the statue and defeat some automatons, and then after that you can pick up some memory bottles and try and place them in the middle of the crater, and you get some points. Would highly recommend getting the Surge ability for this. It makes it a lot easier. It's like 30 magic to do that. This makes depositing memories a lot faster, and you can get up to 200 points a day, and the XP is enormous compared to regular training. And sometime after your caches, you could consider going to the Big Chinchompa minigame. This is a hunter minigame that starts every 30 minutes past the hour, and is pretty decent for hunter XP for a long time, and it's also a fair bit more enjoyable than regular hunter in that bracket. All you have to do is go to the portal, go to the cave, and then catch some butterflies and chuck them in the Chinchompa pen. The minigames last about 15 to 20 minutes, so you're actually here for quite a while if you want to be, but it's some really good XP and I would highly recommend it. Okay, and here we have the actual properly OP thing. So beehives, they really are OP. In the back of player and farms reside some beehives. Innocent enough, I know, but buy yourself some woad leaves from the gardener in Falador, and with 17 farming you can make your own beehives. Check back on them every now and then and be shocked when you get 10 levels in a single trip. Eventually the XP here becomes somewhat redundant when you move on to regular player and farms, but for the beginning, probably like, honestly, like up to 70 levels, like it is just, it's all you need. Like it is so good. And then one day you will need a lot, and I mean a lot, of super potions. And because of this, once you've accumulated a hefty amount of GP, I would highly recommend doing your bank skills at Mazgab. Every 2 minutes, this shop restocks its supply of summoning and super potions, which will be very useful later on, and you will be so glad that you spent a lot of time buying potions here. But that about wraps it up. So from one Ironman to another, hopefully you guys enjoyed these tips. There are of course more of them, and if you have any ideas or wish to share some knowledge, then please do so in the comments. Or alternatively, you can always come to the Twitch stream as well. The link is in the description. We will be doing group Ironman, so if you need some guidance or something for your group, then, you know, feel free to come along and ask some questions. It's always a good plan. But good luck on your accounts, guys. Hopefully your groups go well, and I will see you out in Gielinor, I suppose.